Salzik here, and today I have another book about a cat character that a lot of us know. Some of you may not know him yet, but his name is Splat the cat. Yep, that's him, Splat. He has a series just like Pete the cat does, and in this book it's called Splat Secret Agent. And a secret agent is somebody who kind of solves mysteries or goes undercover to see why something is happening. And so Splat becomes a secret agent when he notices that something's not quite right in his home. First, the toy ducks that his father makes starts to go missing. And then they mysteriously reappear, they come back, but their beaks are missing. It's very, very strange. So Splat becomes secret agent Splat and decides to solve the mystery of who's taking the toy ducks and returning them without their beaks. It's a crazy mystery, and let's see if Splat solves it. Secret Agent Splat by Rob Scotton. Splat's dad makes toy ducks, all colors, all sizes. He makes lots of ducks. The ducks are kept in the garden shed, and Splat has names for each and every one. John, Paul, Ringo, George. One day Splat was shocked to see the red duck was missing. "Who messed with my ducks?" asked Splat. Seymour shrugged. The next day, the blue duck was missing and the red duck was back, but without a beak. "Who messed with my ducks?" asked Splat. Seymour shrugged. The day after that, the green duck was missing and the blue duck was back, again without a beak. It was time to investigate. So, this is an odd mystery, right? First off, I think it's fun that Splat, the cat's dad, builds ducks. And they're so cute too. And they all have different names, like Egbert and Sophie and Floyd and Phoebe, Charles, Felix. So all the wooden ducks have names, which I think is funny. And I think it's funny that a cat makes wooden ducks. But it's very, very strange that they're disappearing, right? Who would want to steal toy ducks? And who would return them without their beaks? What is happening here? Why are these ducks losing their beaks? Splat has no idea, and it looks like him and his bestie Seymour's a mouse, and I love that Splat's best friend is a mouse, because usually cats and mice are enemies, not friends, but in this case, Splat and Seymour are the best of friends. So now Splat's got to figure out, why are the ducks going missing, and then why are they being returned with no beak? What's a duck with no beak? Weird. "Who messed with my ducks?" asked Splat. "Not me," said his mom. "Not me," said little sis. "Not me," said his brother. "It seems that no one has messed with my ducks. Not anyone. Not anybody. Nobody," said Splat. "I must find this Mr. Nobody." Splat watched his favorite TV show and made his plans. Secret Agent Cat. "If my plan is to work," said Splat, "I must be clever, cunning, and quick. I will find Mr. Nobody and solve the mystery of the missing ducks. This is a job for Secret Agent Splat." The transformation is complete. Seymour, codenamed S, gave him his spy kit, a camera, some baking flour, a flashlight, a book of paw prints, and a top secret gizmo. Secret Agent Splat put his plan into action. He set his traps. And waited. It was quiet, too quiet. Suddenly, there was a flash of light. Secret Agent Splat raced to the scene. His trap had been sprung. The camera had taken a photo. Splat looked closely at the photo. "Aha! Ears!" exclaimed Splat. Very familiar ears." Splat looked at the flour he had sprinkled on the floor. "Aha! Paw prints!" exclaimed Splat. Very familiar paw prints." Splat followed the paw prints from his shed, along a track to another shed. "Mr. Nobody's hideout," whispered Splat. It says, "Top secret hideout. Keep out. This means you." So, Splat has set his trap, right? And the first thing he did when he decided to try to solve this mystery was he asked all of his family members if they knew anything. And of course, they say no. His mom doesn't know. His little sister doesn't know. And so Splat says, "Nobody. It must be nobody." So he now calls the person who's stealing the ducks Mr. Nobody, which is funny because somebody's doing it right, not nobody. So Splat learns all the ways to be a good secret agent. He should have read some books instead of just watching TV, but that's just my opinion. And then he gets all ready, and I love his spy kit. He's got all kinds of stuff in his spy kit, right? A flashlight, a book, good job Splat, a camera, and some powder, some baking flour, so he can put it on the floor, and when somebody steps in it, they'll leave prints behind, which is very, very clever. So he sets his trap in the shed, and he sets a watch out, and he watches, and then suddenly there's a flash of light, and he runs to the scene. See, he follows the paw prints that were left in the flour. See how clever that was? And he sees a little something in the picture he caught. What kind of animal does this ear look like it belongs to? What kind of paw prints do these prints look like it belongs to? So Splat follows the prints and he comes to an old shed. Who could be in this shed? Who is nobody? Let's keep reading and find out. Splat tiptoed up to the door and pulled out his top secret gizmo. He pressed the latch, flung the door open, and leaped inside. "Gotcha!" Splat cried. "My hero." Bright yellow eyes stared from the shadows. "So, Secret Agent Splat, you found me," replied a mysterious voice. "Aha! A mysterious voice," thought Splat. A very, very familiar mysterious voice. Splat shone his flashlight. He gasped. It was Spike. "Spike, so you're Mr. Nobody." Spike turned to run. Splat pressed a button and released his top secret gizmo. Boing! Went the gizmo, and Spike fell to the floor. Splat sat on him. "Why, Spike?" Splat asked. "Why did you mess with my ducks?" At that moment, a mouse ran past carrying another duck. "That's strange," said Splat. "Aw," Spike said, "not another one." The mouse ran into a small hole. With a thunk, the duck's beak was knocked off as it struck the wall. Splat looked into the hole. The mouse was having a cup of tea with the duck. "I asked Mouse not to take the ducks, but he didn't listen," said Spike. "And since I don't want him to get into trouble, I've been returning the ducks." "Now I see," said Splat. "But why did Mouse take my ducks?" Splat thought a while. Maybe it's not really a duck that he wants," said Splat. Splat whispered something to Seymour. Seymour nodded. Maybe it's a friend. The case of the missing ducks was solved. So nobody turned out to be a mouse who was lonely, right? Which is kind of sad. But luckily, at the end, they were all together, even Spike, who Splat thought might be the bad guy. I love here how the cupcakes have little fish bones in them, because kitties love fish, right? So how did Splat solve the case? He followed the paw prints. I love these illustrations, and he finds Spike in the shed. He doesn't look like a great guy, does he? He looks a little like a villain or a bad guy. And so Splat thinks it's Spike, and Spike's like, I don't know what you're talking about. And then he runs, and this was my favorite part in the story. Remember, Splat got a top secret gizmo for his spy kit, but we don't know what that gizmo is. But when Spike runs, Splat uses the gizmo, and it's a hand that he boings to knock over Spike so he can't run away, which I think is really funny. I need a gizmo like that myself. And so Splat catches Spike, but even though he thinks Spike does it, just as he's about to blame him for all the missing ducks, a little mouse runs by with a duck. What a coincidence. And they watch as the mouse tries to go into his hole, his little house, and the duck's beak falls off because he can't fit all the way through the hole. And so that's what's happening to the duck's beaks. They're falling off when the mouse tries to bring them into his house. So they find out that the mouse, he isn't so bad, he's just lonely and wants a friend, and he thinks these ducks are his friends, or he's trying to make these ducks his friends. So instead of letting the mouse be lonely or getting really angry at the mouse for stealing his ducks, Splat does a really nice thing and just decides to be the mouse's friend, which is a really, really nice thing of Splat to do. He could have gotten mad, he could have gotten angry that this mouse was stealing all his ducks, but instead he realized that the mouse wasn't bad. He was just lonely and needed a friend. So Splat fixed that for him, which is a really, really nice thing to do. And I hope you all do that too. If you see somebody who's lonely, looks like they need a friend, how about go and talk to them, have a fishy cupcake with them. Yum. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow for another good book. Bye.